Hi there, Kelly. So we've got new essays from you. Well done. Let's get right into this. The first one is the letter. Okay, let's see what you wrote. Dear Sir or Madam, I'm writing this letter to explain my absence from this pharmaceutical chemistry exam on, without the placed, the 25th of July, 2018. My name is Kelly Shibata, whose student identification number is this, and I'm attending the 6th semester in chemistry. First of all, I would like to apologize for not informing. No. For not informing, you have to inform somebody about something because you're not informing the reason. So I would like to apologize for not, maybe you could have said for not communicating the reason of the reason for my absence. That would have been nice. Unfortunately, I have migraine crises periodically, and the last crises were one day before the test. Usually I get better just with medications and rest. However, I ended up staying in the hospital overnight. This was the reason why I was not able to submit the evidence. Although I had forgotten to ask the doctor for a sick note, I have the hospital's receipt and the doctor's prescription to use as evidence without an. Okay, that's clear. It's nicely written. It's absolutely no problem whatsoever. It's lovely. To summarize, I would like to know if there is the possibility of doing the exam another day, or even doing an extra paper here to get the score I need to be approved. Thank you in advance, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Yours faithfully, Kelly Shibata. All right, so Kelly, you've done something great here. You've done something that most people neglect, and you wrote more than one resolution, because it says possible resolutions, meaning that it wants more than one, and you have done that successfully. Okay, so that's great. You mentioned two things that you could do. Yours faithfully is appropriate. However, you do not need to capitalize the F. It should be lowercased. It was fine. It was absolutely exactly what it's supposed to be doing. So nicely done. The language is good. The tone of your letter is very nice. So well done here. Let me take a look now at your second essay. Actually, one last thing before I do that. I just noticed capital and capital for S and M, okay? Sir and Madam should be capitalized. Alrighty, and now we take a look at your second essay. It's the one about colleges and universities. Let's see. To what extent do you agree or disagree? Okay. Experts throughout both the developing and developed world have debated whether schools should focus on the local history instead of world history without the apostrophe S. Some believe that studying only historical evidence, singular, from their own country is enough for their learning. Here I want a word of contrast, so something like yet, but, something. Personally, I strongly disagree. This essay will argue that the history from other parts of the world is more important than local history, using examples from the BR government. I don't know what you mean by BR. Do you mean Brazilian? I'm not sure. And Oxford University to demonstrate points and prove arguments. So don't use an abbreviation that is not familiar to the greater population. On the one hand, there is ample evidence that human evolution, not humanity evolution, is directly connected with history and the knowledge acquired from it, made possible by many discoveries and the world development. Okay. The central reason behind this is twofold. Here you wanted either a colon or a semicolon. Firstly, because history analyzes with an S a sequence of past events and determines no comma, and determines S the patterns of cause and effect that determine them, it made it possible for us to understand our ancient past and the influence of it on the human historical evolution until the present time, not until nowadays, until present even, you could have said. Secondly, in the age of exploration around the 15th century, the new countries how about the discovery of new countries resulted in cultural exchanges, and I have no idea what this word is. For example, recent empirical research by the BR government demonstrated that 90% of all different cuisines, careful with the spelling, and music in Brazil have a foreign influence. It must not be forgotten that although Brazilian history is very important for the understanding of the country, European history is also a part of it. Therefore, it is conclusively clear that diminishing general history from our curriculum will interfere with the knowledge of our own culture. Okay. I really felt that you, at least for the first part of the paragraph, were off topic. Hang on a second. You're supposed to be analyzing here the importance of studying world history, right? I didn't feel like you really did that. I mean, let me see. Yeah, all of this, it's like, it's off topic. So I'm not really sure what you're trying to tell me. I'm not sure how it's related to this idea of, oh, we should be studying, world history. I'm confused here. Somewhere towards the end of the paragraph, it becomes more clear, especially when you start mentioning that not just Brazilian history, but European history. That works, but in the early part of the paragraph, there seems to be sort of a misunderstanding of what you're supposed to be discussing. So just to move on then. On, careful with your typing here. There should be on, not one. On the other hand, although there is a case for studying world history, again, no apostrophe S, the impact of understanding historical events of, 1F, a nation cannot be overstated. This is largely because local history has a direct, no ED, influence on the culture and the society formation of the particular country. For example, an extensive study by Oxford University showed that over 65% of the students are more interested in studying local history due to the fact that they can witness, no ES, the consequences of some actions. You know what you could have said here? They can closely witness the consequences of some actions made in the past. That's even better. However, even the students who prefer studying local history consider world history, no apostrophe S, more important. Thus, it is possible to state beyond doubt that world historical events still have the priority when it comes to history. I'm not sure you really needed to talk about this. You're supposed to be analyzing. All right, I mean, I guess it's fine. You were tying it into your opinion, which is fine. So from the arguments and examples given, I firmly believe that schools should keep focusing on history from other parts of the world. However, it is predicted that local history will increasingly grow in importance. Okay, so you basically think that this is more important. That's what I understood, that learning world history is more important. And if that's the case, then the order of the paragraphs needs to change. You need to put, if you agree that world history is more important, you need to put it last. And if you think that local history is more important, then keep it where it is here. Okay? But we always talk about this side we agree with more last. We always put it closer to the conclusion. All right, Kelly, so I hope you found this feedback helpful. I will send these back to you. I want you to correct them. I want you to add the errors to your error correction list and write me new essays so I can check them in the next day or so. Lots of luck to you, and keep on writing.